All right, gentlemen, ladies, thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. As you guys know, a few weeks ago, we had our See at the Polo Rally, right? What'd you guys think of that? Yay, nay, you liked it? Horrible?
I was here for like 20 minutes.
It was amazing.
What's up?
I said I was here for like 20 minutes.
You were here for like 20 minutes, but the 20 minutes were great, right?
It's not the Old Town Road song.
Okay,
Oh my
fine.
God. I was so happy I was not here for that.
So, okay, bringing it back down. So, here's the issue. That right there was a success, right?
Yes.
I enjoyed it. We had about, 3 churches show up, about 55, 60. Dave said he counted about 65 people, which is awesome. I was expecting there to be like 9. My 9, that's it. So I was stressing out about this. Well, you guys saw the big picture of it, but what you guys didn't really see is the stress that I was going through. So for about 6 weeks leading up to this, I wasn't sleeping at night. Literally waking up in the middle of the night, cold sweats, in a panic. I was struggling to deal with, okay, who am I arranging? Is the band coming in? Are they not? I was dealing with, are people going to show up? That was a big stress of mine. No joke, I was stressed out about it. I'm not taking questions, thank you. I know, yeah, my hair does look great today. My suit is, I'm wearing Wranglers today with Mariners sweat hoodie, so thank you. No more questions, please. This was a stressful time for me. Laurel, Addie's not here right now, but remember when we went shopping for the last bit of things? That was what, the day of or the day before?
It was the day of.
The day of. I don't know if you noticed this or not. Well, when we were at Winco, I actually had to duck behind a car and I vomited. I was so nervous.
Actually, I saw that.
No joke.
Sorry.
I was so stressed out that I vomited. I was so stressed out the Sunday before, I had a migraine and I literally lost vision in my left side of the face.
Yeah, you had to buy medicine.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. I was having a migraine that day too, which did not help the stress. So, this was a huge ordeal for me. And when it was finally over, Saray, I ended up walking into this room over here, putting my face in the carpet and I just died. I was exhausted. No energy physically, mentally, spiritually. I was tapped. I had nothing more to give. And I still had to hang out with all the band and help them move and get them out of here and everything like that. That day was exhausting for me. And you know, the point that I'm trying to make with this is I gave everything. And there was nothing more to give. Now, our text today has to deal with that exactly. So in our text, we've got a prophet, Elijah, calling out 2 people. Israel and Jacob. But here's the thing. He's not really calling out people like Cody, like Lily. He wasn't calling people out like that. It was more like, hey, neighborhood assembly, Wi-Fi youth, that's kind of the thing. You guys understand? Mm-hmm. So when we read it, when we take a look at it, we got to know that it's talking to a group of people. And what he's addressing here is a group of people who are about ready to go into captivity. They are stressed. They've been exiled. They are exhausted. They've reached out. They've pushed out everything, and they've got nothing more to give. So let's take a look at it. Why do you complain, Jacob? Who's he talking about here?
Jacob.
Jacob? Who's Jacob?
Somebody from the Bible.
Jacob. Yeah, that guy. Not that guy. Not that guy. Jacob, he's the people. Why do you complain, people? Why do you say, Israel, the people, my way is hidden from the Lord. My cause is disregarded by my God. Anyone feel like that? I know I did. That night, even though it was a success, afterwards, I was just like, I couldn't pray a thing. I couldn't do a thing. I was done. I was empty, wasted. And God's response to this is simple. In the next verse, we'll take a look at it. But God answers it. It's a resounding yes, I've heard. Hey, let's take a look. He has heard every cry. The prophet then asked them this rhetorical question. Do you not know? Have you not heard that the Lord is an everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth? He will not grow tired or weary. His understanding no one can fathom. So God's response to the people is simply this. Yes, I understand. It's a resounding yes, Laurel. I understand what's going on. I hear you. I have heard and I am going to answer. So earlier this summer, when was this? This was, what, like April, May? No, about May, June. Our neighbors, they cut down their front tree. And that got me thinking about something. They had to have it's a pretty big tree, and it's pretty close to our fence, and it's pretty close to kind of our boys' room. So if they didn't take it down right, it would have caused damage. So while they were prepping for that, they came over and they asked me, "Hey, do you know anyone who's good at taking down trees?" And I sat there and thought about it a little bit. My grandpa, he was a logger back in the day. I bet he could do it. And they're like, "Oh, really? Yeah, I'll give you his number." Here's the thing. My grandpa was in his 90s, in a wheelchair, not really able to do much. So, was that a good reference?
No.
Why not?
Yes, it I believe
He's 90s, he can't walk out. Yeah. That is not a good reference.
Did you seriously tell your neighbors that?
My neighbors no, my grandpa's dead. This is a rhetorical thing. So, here's the thing though. That's not a good reference. I am not gonna call my grandpa up to cut down a tree when he's dead at this point. Or I'm not gonna call a granny and ask her, "Hey, will you come and cut down my tree for me?" It just doesn't make sense. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
I was half expecting someone to do that, thank you. Dude, you're like 3 minutes late. So anyway, you're not going to call the Ghostbusters. You're not going to call Grandpa. You're going to call a tree service, right?
Sure.
Likewise, if you need to have surgery, who are you going to go to? Are you going to call the tree surgeon? That would be awesome. Let me see those minutes. Yeah. No, you don't really want to, you're not going to want to call the tree service to do a surgery on you. Who are you going to talk to have surgery done?
A tree expert.
Tree expert! Someone's not listening. Ghostbusters, you played that. That's like, seriously,
A
3 minutes.
surgeon.
You're later than Devin was.
A surgeon.
A surgeon. A doctor.
A neurosurgeon. A military.
All right, bring it down. Yeah, you're going to go call the surgeon. You're going to call a doctor. And here's the thing, what the prophet Isaiah is saying to the people, Saray. The prophet Isaiah is saying to the people the same exact thing. Here. Do you not know? Have you not heard that God is big? He created everything. He doesn't grow tired because he's pretty big. And his understanding is pretty big. So, if you've got a problem, who should we go? Yeah. But we can't like, beep, 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 beep. Hello, God.
Call the hotline.
The God hotline.
1-800.
We can't do that, so how do we do this?
Send.
Pray.
God.
Send an email.
Email, god.com. I don't know if that's a thing. Probably is, probably not.
I love God.
Wait, what'd you say?
I don't know. So, we'll keep going. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. This is Isaiah still talking to the people of Israel. For the people of Israel, God is doing just that. They have complained, and they've complained, and they've got a need that needs to be met. And what are they going to do? They're calling out, and they're desperate. They don't even have the words to say. And this is what God's saying to them. Is that, you know what? I've got the strength. Why are you contacting the surgeon when you need a tree cut down? Or why are you contacting the lumberjack to take out your appendix? Most lumberjacks wouldn't even know. I pointed up here. This is your liver. Your appendix are like down here.
Black market dealer.
Black market dealer. There you go.
I want to search. I'll open. Practice my first patient.
So God is standing there declaring that He is that comfort. Not only that, but He is more than capable of bringing comfort and He's more than capable of understanding what we're going through. You guys catch that?
Yeah.
So for me, what day? That was Wednesday night. Me laying on the floor in there, totally empty, totally nothing more to give.
Wednesday?
Not last Wednesday before that. So, for me, I was completely exhausted. But you know what?
What?
God, He understood that. And you know what He said to me?
You got the power.
You got the power! You can't give me those things. I'll get too easily distracted.
That song.
Verse 30. Even you guys grow tired and weary. And young men, they stumble and fall. I'm a young man, right? Still? Oh, you guys are jerks.
Are you there?
But those who hope in the Lord
No.
will renew their strength.
It's
Laurel?
all over TikTok.
George? Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. So, what is this saying? When we take time and rest, when we take time and calm down, spend that time with God, He restores our strength, renews our strength. Thank you. So to bring things home, what does this mean? Every single person in this room is going to face a trial. Every single person in this room is going to encounter a week that just sucks. And what are we going to do with it? We can either try to take care of it on our own, or we can trust on God, fall on God. And right now He is saying that His strength is enough to meet our needs. His understanding is enough to deal with the things. And here's the big part. If we take time and wait, He will restore us. So, as a father would rebuke his child. You guys, who here has seen Isaac today? Thank you. So, have you guys seen this big old massive thing on his face? So, he was jumping up on the couch and decided he could fly. He jumped off the couch, landed on the...
It's your fault. You're a bad example.
So here's the thing. I've told him not to do that many times. I've encouraged him. I've like, hey, Isaac, stop. But he's a 2-year-old boy. He's going to just do it anyway.
He just laughs.
So I had to correct him. I had to say, hey, no, don't. You need to take some time and sit. Sit. Do you guys know how difficult it is for a 2-year-old Delaney to sit?
It's hard for us to sit, and we're 13.
No, how do you think I feel? Why do you think I keep walking around?
I'm 25.
Don't play with the little bit.
Y'all, I'm 35. I don't want to be that
No,
old.
I like cheese sticks.
So here's the thing. Rest is available
I'm a
for no other reason than this. It's God's character to give us rest. It's His character, Cody, to give us that peace. As I want to give my son rest and peace, so God wants to give it to us. Make sense? Psalms 23, verse 2 and 3. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his namesake. So, he leads us to still waters. What is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to drink, right?
No.
If we're in in the middle of a desert, if we're in the middle of a difficult time, God will bring us into places of peace. He'll bring us into places of rest. But it is our responsibility to calm ourselves down and actually drink. God's not going to make us drink. So finally, to wrap all this up nicely, this last week, I found myself in that very spot. I was exhausted. I was empty. I cried out to God, and I felt like he was a billion miles away. And what did God do for me? He led me to a time of rest. And what did I decide to do? I could have pushed forward and continued to continue to do what I do things on my own power. Hey, ladies, please. Stop. Or do I take time and rest? That's really what I needed to do. So, at the end, I found myself weak and empty. Like I didn't have anything left to give. I was done both physically, mentally, and spiritually. I needed that rest. For you too, my courage for everyone in this room tonight is this. Rest is as much a part of our discipleship, our walk as Christians, as work is. Rest, times of quiet, times of encouragement are important. We all need it. Is that just blasphemy? Or do you guys agree? That, I don't have any more energy to give sometimes. And I need to move into that rest. And my encouragement for you guys is the exact same thing. I know people in this room have had weeks from hell. And I want to encourage each one here to take that time and rest. First and foremost, I want to encourage you guys to take a time of rest daily, which means in the morning, at night, before you go to bed, whatever it is, open your Bible, read for like 10, 15 minutes, and allow God to speak to you that way, a devotional time. That's important. I encourage that. Secondly, in these times, after these seasons of difficulty and hell, I encourage you to take a time of rest and to be restored. So Jesus, all throughout the gospel, he displayed this. He lived this example. So Jesus, after he healed a leper, we got this. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places to pray. It was his habit to take time, spend time with God alone, and to spend time to be restored. If that's something that God did, how much more important do you think that is for us?
Very.
So, my point in all this is there are times in our life when we have to work. There are times in our life when we have to work hard. But there are also times when we need to rest. But it is our responsibility to take that time. So, I want to do something that we don't really do in this hearing here. And at this point, we're cut, we're done. I really want us to do a little bit of an altar time. So, I want to encourage, if there's anyone here today that needs that rest, I know my wife would love to pray with you. I know I would love to pray with you. The wife, why don't you come up here? So, I'm going to put on some music, and I'm going to dim the lights down, and I want to ask you all, bring it down, close your eyes, spend some time talking with God. And if you need if you feel like you need that rest, if you feel like you need that encouragement, or you just want someone to pray for you, my wife's going to be up here. She'd love to pray with you. I'm going to come back up here. I'd love to pray with you guys too. So I'm going to